There you are. There you are. I see you. It's a little dark. It's weird the way I got some vignette going on. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's been there's been a lot of technical things going on behind the scenes, and I'm just gonna have to live with that. This whole wait over here. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I don't. Oh, there we go. Fixed. Just like that with a thumb. I stuck a thumb in it. Kentucky Ballistics. Hello, everybody. Did I miss anything? This has been a week. It's been a week. It's been. Am I pixelated? Oh, it's like I never did this before. We'll just move you around. You'll think you're on a ship out at sea, just off the coast of Ireland, and you don't know what's going to happen to the widows, and you'll float too. Hello everyone, good to see you. It's been fun. Hello Kevin, Mike, Jason, hardcover, who's I believe Joshua, Robert, hello, Phil. My wife accidentally broke my Rapture glass. Not your meat ship. Christopher, Brandon, Eye of Manos, Allen, number one. Mitch is here because he knows I'm going to talk about Rapture. Rod, hello, hello, hello. I had to pick up a glass. They were just too cool. I know. Oh, look at this customer service. Phil, Mitch is on it. Mitch is on it. Which glass? He wants to know. What's up, Ronan? Magic Duff Bucket still works. Oh yeah, he's gonna do a job right now. Glad to get rid of the black along the edges. I was starting to feel like a peeper. It was going to be in voyeur vision. Voyeur vision. Just going to have this little UFO thing going on here because UFOs are all the rage right now. Thanks so much, hardcover fanatic. Okay, so let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket, what do you have for me today? This is a weird thing for me to be drinking. It's called a beer walker. It is a brown ale made with maple syrup from Jackalope Brewing Company. I don't know. It was on a shelf, I believe, in a Walmart. So that's what happened. Oh, and Mitch, producer Jill sent me a thing about how to pour a beer. You're going to like this. This is how you pour it. Violently. And then you let it suds up like this. Just like that. And then you put it down. Put it down, walk away, and you wait. That's apparently how you're supposed to do it. The whole tipping the glass, doing a 45-degree angle is a no-go. Because then you're just giving yourself more gas in your bellies. I don't know the science behind it, but that's what they said. Here you are. Yeah, Mark, I'm sorry. I had to restart the whole thing. So my when I first was setting up the live, the dammable microphone wasn't syncing. I have a Yeti mic, okay? Not to name drop, but I have a Yeti mic and it wasn't connecting. So I had to restart everything. I had to shut all the windows down. I had to pull them all back up. That's what happened. So there was a little Mark, and I saw you lingering around there, and I felt bad, but I had to come over here. The Rapture beer glass you sent with my order. Wow. It sounds good and weird at the same time. I know. And it is actually pretty good. And, I'm a stout guy, and this isn't a stout, so I grade it on a curve. Like, I don't expect much. I love brown ales. Not sure about the maple element. It's not overpowering at all. It's actually pretty subtle. It's flavorful. Forgot today was Monday. So does Jill every week. Producer Jill. It's what, Monday? You mean Lunes? That's what she says. You mean Lunes? I'm like, yes, Lunes. She's like, oh, I had no idea. None. If you like flat beer, that's a great way to pour a beer. Mitch, I'm telling you, she showed it to me. I could send you what she sent me, and you could you could either, fact check it or whatever, but I don't know. I'm going to have to, I got to do what producer Jill tells me to do, guys. She's saying she submitted it to me to get it fact checked by Mitch. So that's that. It was a process. I misunderstood. I thought she was giving me an edict. Like she writes little executive orders and she says, you will pour beer this way now. And then she signs it real big and then hands it to me. And I don't have courts I can go to, there's nowhere I can go. Forced arbitration by AAA. Yeah, that's how it goes. Hello, Zach. Good to see you. What's up, Rooster Cool Games? Cool Rooster Games. I got your name mixed up. Rooster Cool Games is a whole different channel. Cool Rooster, good to see you. Hope you're hanging in there, having a good day. Someone's gonna have a birthday soon. I don't know why I thought to say that just now. Total coincidental. I love brown ales. Greetings and salutations, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. We're gonna talk books now that you're here. Good evening. It's been a long 2 weeks. Well, I'm happy to break that dry spell for you, Lance. Good to see you, and I hope you're surviving. Hope you're surviving in Illinois, where they are now putting another 50-cent, $1.50 tax on all Amazon deliveries. Every single one. All Amazon deliveries. Sorry, Mitch. I'm referring to the glass you sent when I ordered my Jeff Ward Stout a year ago. Flash, if it was the one with the red logo, we've got more of those. I'll hook you up. I'm a June B-Day boy, too. My son is a B-Day, a June B-Day boy. My nephew, my niece. What'd you say, producer Jill? She wants to know the exact day, Ron, so she could steal your identity. Do you think he should share his exact day, Jill? Would you share your exact day? Ron, don't share your exact day because we will steal your identity. We'll figure it out. I'll go back and I'll look at my old videos and I'll see how old you are. I'll get the year too. Don't share that stuff, kids. Thank you, Cool Rooster Games. You'll float too. Did you finish Dungeon Crawl? Yes, I did. Wait, hold on. Breaking news. My cat escaped. We have a mutual mad relationship. He keeps coming close, but won't enter the house. Aw, yeah, I know how cats are. I had a B-Day last Tuesday. Yes, you did, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr., which is not happy birthday. Yes, I wished him a happy birthday. And Ron, I'm wishing you a happy birthday. If you have a June B-Day, it's coming up because it's June, So preemptive, premature, if you will. Premature celebration for Ron. Happy birthday in July, Mike. I'm in August, baby. I did finish Dungeon Crawler Carl. I was going to do a book review on it, but I suck at doing reviews. Go check out my Meat Ship review. You'll see. And I also recorded a Widows of Winding Gale book review. I mean, if you get my newsletter, you saw the reviews on both those items. But I'm doing videos. So I did a video on Meat Ship. I just posted it like 5 minutes before this. And then tomorrow I'll post Widows of Winding Gale, the new Earthling book, the Halloween book, a tremendous book. Very thrilled with that read. And you guys, man, when you get it on Halloween in October, it's going right to the top of your TBR. It is total Halloween mood is what you got to get. Still awaiting my gifts, everyone. Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr., yes. I know, Cool Rooster. We'll celebrate it. I can't take the risk of saying the date in public, but I can say it's between the 15th and the 17th. That's very slick of you, Ron. Nobody will be able to deduce. 8/16. Never. Your gifts will be the way of CD timing. Oh, never. I got my shipping email from Alter Publishing today, lettered and numbered on the way. I'm so oh, yes, that reminds me. I got to square up because I'm also going to be getting a lettered and a oh man, I can't wait. Patreon stories. Philip Fracassi. Oh, God. You need the beer to foam up to get the ethers in the beer. I don't know what that means, but this is what I was told. Violently pour it. Violently. And then let it settle over time, and you won't get burpees. I don't know if that's it. Speaking of Fracassi, that thunderstorm hint was intriguing. Oh, I know. And there's so many things I can't say. But there's great. You're gonna just stick with thunderstorm. Just like watch closely. I'm gonna be very happy. Thunderstorm, man. I just saw Paul Gobler's was getting an award somewhere. I wish I could pull it up. He was getting an award, and Brian Keene and Christopher Golden Showers was behind him. And I thought Christopher Golden married somebody with the last name Showers, and he hyphenated. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know that. That wasn't true. And it's not slander or libel or anything. It's not. It's just a mistake. And and he said that he was thrilled and he was so moved. He read a book recently that moved him so much, and it was like the best book he ever read. And I'm like, oh, say it has to be Philip Fracassi something, or I don't know what's on deck with Thunderstorm, maybe with the Philip Fracassi. I don't know. And he said it was Cynthia Pelayo. It felt like a womp womp moment to me. I don't know. I mean, seriously, like, I don't know what, about, I've never read Cynthia Pelayo, but the people who run with Gabino Iglesias sort of strike me as like a clique, and I don't dig that. It feels like they're trying to gatekeep who the cool kids are, and like people who kiss the asses of the clique are trying to win favor. That's how it feels. Like Brian Keene, Gabino Iglesias, Christopher Golden Showers. They just feel like a clique. I'm an outsider, totally. I can't speak to details, but that's what you're like. I'm the TMZ of the book world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just throwing stuff out there, and like I'm not responsible for what I own with my own words, but just feels. Join Thunderstorm Clubhouse. I joined, and oh my God. You're supposed to violently pour a nitro beer from a can, but not a beer carved with CO2. We're getting the real deal, Jill. The Thunderstorm is a collection of 4 novellas. I did see that in the clubhouse. Still intriguing, still mysterious, though I figured it was along the lines of what Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. 76 said. So now we have a number, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. 76. And she's a decent writer, just not really my bag. It just seemed like Paul was, and perhaps the book struck him, and that's a genuine feeling. And I don't doubt Paul. Paul seems like a genuine guy. Just a little ominous when you got the P. Diddy of the book world standing behind you and you're saying nice things. It's like, I don't know. It just feels slimy. Feels, I don't know. And I know that the P. Diddy of the book world would say he's the anti-P. Diddy of the book world because he's a savior. But isn't that exactly the kind of mask they would want to wear? I don't know. I have an overactive imagination. This is for entertainment purposes only. Consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. So now I'm like the Hawk Tuah girl who did the coin thing, right? I'm getting all the references out of the way while I drink this very flat beer. I cannot afford anything right now at all because I finally went all in for the Centipede Frankenstein. Oh my gosh. It's hard to resist it, Christopher. It is totally difficult to resist those things. It's not, I don't recommend resistance. I'm all about enabling. So you're not going to get help here. What's up, fam? Good to see you, JJ Dynamite. Yeah, Ron, Philip may join and care to share which ones. Not my news to share. Chris, like a bigger Frankenstein than the one I got. What's up, Johnny? Good to see you, Johnny. Johnny. She did it for Johnny. What was that? What was that song? The home. Everybody Run. The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun by Julie Brown. Yeah. Go look that up. Look up that deep cut. Everybody Run. The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. Jeff in all caps. What did you think of the trailer I sent you? Wait, what? What are you talking about, Johnny? On Facebook? Oh, man, I apologize if I am not in the know. Let me see. Let me look. Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. I'm telling you, I do miss a lot of things. Did I not respond to you? Hold on a second. Oh, welcome to Derry. Oh, I'm trying. Well, now you got to see it.
You poor thing. Get in before you catch your death of cold.
Now you just tell us where home is. We'll get you back to your parents safe and sound.
Ooh.
Okay?
Anywhere but Derry.
Things that happened in the past.
My family and I just moved to town.
Oh!
Hey, baby.
Is that Mike?
Happened in your mind.
Oh.
Today was 4 months. And they never even found a body.
Oh.
That means murder.
This business with the missing kids. Do I need to be concerned? Never a bad idea to keep the people you love close.
No adult's ever gonna believe what we saw. I wouldn't.
There's a history of stuff like this happening in Derry.
You kids keep your noses out of police business.
What?
I'd heard voices.
In the pipes.
Have you ever heard of something like that?
There's something bad here in Derry.
Oh. All right. I didn't plan on talking about that at all. Not like even I didn't really, but I think that's really interesting. But there's a huge plot hole that I can't work around, and I don't know how the plot hole plotted out. But Pennywise comes back every 27 years. When is this set? When is this during the summer of what? What is that? 58? 1958, because then it would have to be 27 years before that. Was that what? 1931? Right? Oh, see, no math. No math, please. He didn't say there'd be math. Yeah, so that doesn't look like 31. That looks like 58. So you get 58 to 85, right? Isn't that out? What was it? So I don't know when that's set. I don't know how that fits into Pennywise's cycle. I know it's not polite to talk about Pennywise's cycle, but that's what it's all about. And I mean, it looks cool. It looks good. It looks like we're just going to bleed that vein until it's completely dry, and not like I would have liked to have seen 1931, or maybe, did anything happen after 1985? 27 years later, or maybe it's 54 years later. Maybe he just missed a cycle. As you get older, you can miss a cycle. Maybe that's what happened. But because I'm trying to figure out where this fits, and it looks authentic to what I would hope to see for that story. One of my all-time favorite King stories, apart from that one part, But I don't know how it jibes, and so I'd have to see more than the teaser trailer. I'd have to see. Oh, look. Okay, look at this. Is weird. That thing ended, right? The little trailer I played, and look what's on the screen. I'm on the screen. I'm doing the live, and on the live, I'm getting that screen. I don't know how. I don't know why that would work. So anyway, the timestamp said 1962. Oh. Well, that doesn't make it said 1962. Okay, I didn't see that. Hello, Cat House Caller. Oh, it follows the timeline of the movie. Okay, because they pushed it a little bit instead of right. So, but I'm kind of getting all scrambled. It's got to be better than the newest Mission Impossible movie. Saw it this weekend. It was the first time I was anxious for one of the MI movies to just hurry up and end already. Damn. That's a shame. That's a shame. What movie we're watching Squid Game second season. But did we watch a movie? Oh my God, we watched Craven. We didn't even finish it. When you DNF a movie, that's really bad. Craven. Oh, what a pile of garbage. And you're probably sitting there going like, well, we knew that just by the just by the trailer. Like, oh man, is that bad? See, my thing is, I really wanted to see the first arrival of Pennywise to the town. Right, but I don't want to spoil anything, but I think that would be way, 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 way like a long time ago. You know what I mean? You could do that. I would like to see maybe that's in it. Maybe they show the 27 years, 1904 and then 1931, or whatever timeline the movie is on, not to mess with Andy, whatever that guy, Andy Muscarelli. I don't remember what his name is. So maybe just show glimpses of like Pennywise and what forms Pennywise took over all those years to get prey. I will say, it seems like as a predator, Pennywise needs a certain sophisticated imagination, or he needs victims that have a certain awareness of the world, a certain imagination to be able to manipulate them to get that delicious fear going. And the caveman's going to fear a predator, but that's also part of life. So they're not going to be like, oh my God, a big scary monster. They're going to be like, oh, another monster, another thing with big teeth that I got to try to battle. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it's got to be boring. Maybe the food just didn't taste as good to Pennywise all those years. Like, it'll sustain me until these things get smarter. Also, wait. Word has it, Deborah is Pennywise. Oh my goodness. See, the most recent movie we're like 1987 and 2016. Oh, that's right. Okay, duh. You're exactly right. I totally forgot. Yes, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. Right. So the 1962 was completely available for them to recreate. I get it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that makes total sense. So like that was the part that was missing. So when you're in the books, you got 58, 85. And in the movie, you got 87, 2016 or whatever it was, 2017. I don't know. So yeah. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, you could do that. A whole series about it, I guess. But then what did those kids do that was so notable? Because or there's some nugget that's in that series that shows how Pennywise was weakened or the code was a little bit cracked, and by the time he rolls out of bed in 87, he's not the apex predator he once was, because these kids slapped the shit out of him back in 1962. That could be the hope, because that would be fine. Like they whip his ass and then they think they saved Derry, and now 87, it's a whole new terror fest. I really did like the movies, and I'm somebody like I won't want to see a movie if it's a book I've read and loved. I'll avoid it, and just be happy that the author got paid. That's it. But that I actually saw, because that, again, I didn't see the new miniseries of The Stand, but there are some books that will draw me to the movies, like of Moth to the Flame, and I didn't get burned with 2017's It. So I was very, very happy with that. I also want to love it. You know what I mean? Like there's that certain willing it into being good. Because when I first saw the new Hellraiser, I kind of walked away feeling good. It's kind of stupid. Wasn't the Deadlights in that area since the dinosaurs Derry was built there? Or am I getting it? No, you're right, Jesse. Talk to me over the weekend. Pretty creepy. You know what I want to see? Yes, Kevin just did it. Kevin just got there before I could. I'm hearing a lot about Bring Her Back. I want to see that. It sounds really, really scary. It's planned as a trilogy going backwards 27 years each season. Oh, well, that's going to be very disappointing. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be like every 27 years, Pennywise wins and a bunch of kids lose. It's just a bloodbath. Like, because in the book in 58, the loser club slaps the shit out of Pennywise and ends it early. And cosmically, Pennywise sort of bribes the kids, lulls them into rich complacency. Therefore, they won't want to get their lives. They won't want to be pulled out of their beautiful dreamlike lives to go repair what was happened in the past, or what's going to happen again. So he sort of sends them away, makes them forget, and bribes them with fame and fortune, which always made me wonder, like, what happened to Stephen King in his childhood? Like, if you think about it, he must have like had something happen that was really traumatic, and then somehow is like, this fame and fortune is sort of keeping me complacent to sort of erase what happened in the past. Just sort of a thing I always wondered about, because I can't help wonder about the imaginations and the famous people who wield them. And so yeah, so if they were victorious sort of 1.5 times in theory, I think there should be another version of Pennywise where I don't think the ending was the ending, because that would be disappointing. And there have been goose Easter eggs here and there, I believe, in Stephen King works that kind of makes it sound like Pennywise has another act in him. Nick Roberts said it screwed him up. Very brutal. It looks really bad. Yes, Bring Her Back looks pretty good. Kind of like Prey did with Predator, one of the first appearances of the predator species set in pre-colonial times. It's okay, Jason. Good to see you, Jason. You're not late. Whoa, screwed up Nick Roberts. Maybe I should sit this one out. I know. That's the thing. That's the thing they're going for, is that how this movie really is a brutal movie. Bring Her Back. But yeah, that's what's going to get you to go. I'm rewatching Terminator series. In case anyone forgot, the future the Terminator came from was 2029. Oh my God. Yeah. It's not so far off when you think of the AI. Not so far off. And I gotta say, we watched Terminator recently, like within the last year, and man, it doesn't age well. Terminator 2 is still golden. Like that's an awesome movie. But Terminator, and I've never seen any of the other Terminators, just the first two. Wait, what? I'll have to see. Yeah, he put out a video right after he watched it. Nick Roberts. Wow. I believe the films were set in 89 and 2016. So 1962 would be 27 years earlier. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Mark. I was totally thinking of the book, and I didn't really think about it. Oh, you don't know? Stephen King went down to the crossroads somewhere on Maine, cursed the lobster roll. The devil showed up and they made a trade. I like for stories to end, but it for me has a lot of potential to show up and tell much, much more. Yeah. What are you talking about, New Nightmare on Elm Street, Jill? Where? Jill's saying there's a new Nightmare on Elm Street coming out. Sometimes I see these people, they create like phony movie posters, and they act like there's going to be another one, and everybody's like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. With Millie Bobby Brown in Nightmare on Elm Street? Is it going to have Robert Englund in it? Oh, that's crazy. I think it's bunk. It can't be true. I got pre-invited from NetGalley to read Josh Malerman's latest book, Watching Evil Dead. My TBR is really long and I'm a slow reader, but I think I could squeeze it somewhere. I think it's a small book. It's his first nonfiction book. I would like to read it. Can anyone fact check Jill on a new Nightmare on Elm Street? Oh, it was just like AI. I'd buy early tickets for a new Nightmare. I would too. I did like what they tried to do with the new Nightmare on Elm Street. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but the thing is, I started watching Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a wee little lad. I was a young kid. You know, I was impressionable. And you just sort of loved Freddy Krueger. You're like, the guy's an anti-hero. No, he's not an anti-hero. He's pure evil. He's murdering children. You don't get worse than that. And here he is, wisecracking, and then you're like, man, how is he going to kill this person? You know, the one woman, the girl who was bench pressing, and then her arms turned into roach arms, and she's stuck in a roach motel. That was awesome. I think that was Dream Warriors. And he found very inventive ways to kill people, because when your weapon is someone's imagination, you could do whatever you want. And I love Dream Warriors. That was my favorite one, part 3, for those who don't know. But at some point when you get to be an adult, you look back, you're like, I was rooting for a child murder. Like, I was rooting for this guy. I loved his wisecracking. I loved the way he killed people. He was the first slasher to actually talk. You had Mike Myers was an indomitable force. Jason Voorhees was an indomitable force. And they just sort of marched on and murdered everyone. And then you had Freddy. And then you had Chucky, because they're like, well, we want a wisecracking, maybe someone who's not murdering children. So they gave this doll a go. So anyway, when the new Nightmare came out, they try to make it like look ambiguous. Like, was he the victim of misguided vigilante justice? Was Freddy Krueger burned to death barbarically by overreactive parents? I liked it. I liked how they tried to do that. I'm not going to spoil the movie for anybody, so you guys can figure out if it panned out. But I liked the attempt because it sort of absolved me of some of that guilt all these years of rooting for a child murderer. And it's interesting how they got me to do such a thing. Go Hollywood. We need a new. We need a new Friday the 13th. They try to do that within a violent nature. I think they tried to do that, but I don't think they did it. I didn't see it. Nightmare Without England and Friday Without Hodder are disappointing. Yeah, Kane Hodder. Yeah, it's hard because it's harder. Like, it's weird because I never cared about the person behind Mike Myers' mask. The way Jason seemed to be. There seemed to be something that came through of the presence of the person, of the actor. But Mike Myers was totally just the shape. That's what he was credited as. So I agree. I think in the mid 1800s would be cool. I would love it if they did go back. Like, but the thing is, it won't be stopped and it will always win. So it's a very bleak, and the ending's already resolved. If you go back to the 1800s with Pennywise, if you go back to colonial America with Pennywise, you're gonna get like a bunch of colonists getting wiped out with absolutely no way to combat this thing, and they'll hold up. The best thing they could do is show little snippets of how people have dealt with Pennywise. Maybe there was another year where they stopped him or slowed him down. Maybe that's how they do it. They only pick those years where the humans seem to have tipped the scales in their cosmic favor. That's one way to do it, because you just don't want to see you want to see some possibility of victory. If it's not assured and a loss is guaranteed, then there's no point. We're getting the Friday the 13th series. They tried that, remember, where they did Friday the 13th, the series, and had nothing to do with Camp Crystal Lake, and it was just a bunch of cursed items. Remember that? It was on Fox. Freddy was also at least bi-dimensional. Yeah, Freddy was. I don't want to speculate on what Freddy was. Go watch Nightmare on Elm Street 2. When I watched it when I was a kid, I don't know, when did that come out? 1987? In 87, I was 15. I watched it, and there's a really strong subtext to Nightmare on Elm Street 2 that was totally lost on me when I was 15. Totally. Just like Rob Halford was he just went right over my head, Rob Halford. But years later, I watched it. I wanted to watch all the Nightmare on Elm Streets again. And Nightmare on Elm Street 2, there's something in there there's a total subtext to that movie. And it is just screaming at you to be noticed. Yes, that time period with it just seems like a nice dark story to tell. Well, we've seen glimpses of like Bob Gray, Pennywise the Dancing Clown, in black and white photos, and they're super grainy, and that looks awesome. And you do want to see that. You'd love to see. And Stephen King did touch on those things, like throughout history, the biggest disasters in Derry's history, or the environs were every 27 years, and they were like that factory that blew up on Easter, and that club, that bar that was burned to the ground. The Black Spot, I think it was called. All these things throughout the history. And it's interesting when he touches on it, and then the kids realize, like, wow, we're dealing with something that does not go by human life cycles. This thing is operating on a whole different level. And dairy has become its feeding ground. And there's sort of not a compact or a contract with the adults and the residents, but sort of a subliminal understanding that you don't look too closely. And there's sort of this veil that, when it's his time to feed, it's going to happen, and you're just going to have to grieve. The 3 best Friday the 13th films were before Hotter. Oh, what's up, Tim? Coming in with the controversial opinion. You know what? I don't really remember all the Friday the 13th. I've seen them all, and I've seen some of them multiple times. I do remember the one with Corey Feldman, who, when he tried to pretend he was Jason. I don't remember how it all went down, but that was funny. He shaved his head or whatever. Corey Feldman. That was part 4, the final chapter. Wasn't that what it was? Part 4. 3 was in 3D. I mean, of course, Friday the 13th, the first one, was nothing like the subsequent ones because Jason wasn't the killer in the first one. So then, 2 and 3 and 4, I think those are the ones I remember the most. I don't remember which one it was where there's two killings in Friday the 13th movies that really stood out to me. One was when Jason had that person in his sleeping bag and just tees off on the tree. Bong! Oh, man. And then the other one, there's 3. So there's that one. Sleeping bag, bong. And then the other one was when he folds the sheriff in half. So the sheriff's head touches his heels. Crack. And the third one was when he's killing a guy, and while he's killing the guy's screaming, "He's killing me." That's the one that really messed me up. That one messed me up. His girlfriend's in the room, and he's screaming, "He's killing me." And, oh, man, that. And now, if I watched it again, maybe would it have the same effect? Maybe, maybe not. But it's just sort of that. It makes the terror so much more human. A scream. People scream when they stub their toes. There's like, you can kind of get it. But when he articulates that, it's like, oh, that's brutal. Yeah, I read the first chapter after putting down my current read for the night, which I think was like 10% of the book. Okay, the new Mallerman. So I think it's going to be a fast read. Last great original horror movie for me was Sinister. I never saw it. I think Scary Movie 2 by the Wayans brothers was horror at its peak. I don't know if you're sarcastic or funny or serious. Feldman versus Haim, the wheelchair. Who wore it best? I don't remember when Feldman was in the wheelchair. Johnny, did you see Barbarian? Good flick. That was a good flick. It's coming to Netflix soon. I like The Ritual a lot. I like The Ritual too because of the creature. I liked it. I liked Barbarian. And I gotta say, I loved The Witch. And don't tell Jill. But I liked Hereditary. She heard me. She did not, but I liked it. I agree with some of her disdain for the movie, but overall, I like a gonzo bonkers horror movie. And The Lighthouse was so psychological. It superseded horror for me. The Lighthouse just was I don't know. You know, everybody's different, and people could see the lighthouse and go, okay. But the lighthouse and Don't Let Them Get You Down are two pieces of media that hit a nerve. And it could be a time of life nerve, like maybe I'm better now and I could tolerate those things better. But those two things, man, I could not watch The Lighthouse all the way through. Couldn't do it. I had a and Don't Let Them Get You Down. I took some long breaks between parts of that book. And you know, maybe going back to either of those things will be different for me, and I won't have to sip. But holy shit! So I love The Witch. I thought The Witch was brilliant, and I haven't seen Nosferatu. I haven't seen The Wolfman. But I do want to see Bring Her Back. I did want to see Talk to Me. And you know, another movie I haven't seen that everybody thinks is stupid for me to not see is Drag Me to Hell. I got to see that. Scary Movie's version of Pennywise definitely scared me. I liked Hereditary as well, and I finally watched Hugh Grant and Heretic. Good movie. I wanted to see that too. Heretic. He seemed like really well cast for that movie. Yes, Heretic was very good. I love whatever the Endless dudes are doing, all of it. The Endless? I don't know who that is. Skip seeing The Wolfman, Jeff. I know, I've been told. Talk to Me is on Netflix right now. Oh, okay. So maybe I'll check that out. I also want to see Longlegs. There's so many movies. I just prefer books, man. The new Frankenstein movie looks pretty decent. On Netflix coming out. The third act of Heretic ruined the setup for me. So much potential. Dude, Drag Me to Hell is so good. Shows us your books. Yes, let's talk books. You want to talk books? You guys got time to talk books? Maybe we can. I just put this up. But Meat Ship, I remember all the jokes I was making about Meat Ship, and they were different sort of body jokes than the book actually is. But I thought Meat Ship was like a custom van in the 70s. Hey, man, if the meat ship's rocking, don't come knocking. You know, like that sort of vibe. This is totally different. It is completely opposite. Unless you're a sicko. I mean, you could be thinking, hey, you know, this is like my kind of Meat Ship. But I've never read Sam Rebelline. But this was awesome. This was a very awesome little chapbook story. And I loved it. And it's just well written. And I mean, that sounds stupid. Well written. I'm not like an English professor here. It's well written. You've constructed many fine sentences. But it's super enjoyable and a bit twisty, and it just gets you, you know, it's like the book, he could have called this Two in the Stink. I can't even with myself here. I don't know how people Two in the Stink. That would be what happens in this book. If I had to sum it up, I think if I could blurb it, Mitch, that would be awesome. This was a really great read. I recommend it. And I'm not dismissing it. I'm laughing because of stupid, you know, high school humor. But it is far from high school. This story. And of course, I got a sticker. The dude got a sticker and a bookmark, man. I love it. And I gotta say, Mitch, I think Chris Panettiere, don't tell him or the other books, your other chapbooks. I think I like this artwork the best out of everything he's done. I just do. I just do, and I'm not going to apologize. I think he did a great job. And I like what he did with the art, the little sort of Easter egg in there. I thought that was fun. So I think it was a great outing here. And I think you're missing out if you don't get Rapture chapbooks, period. End of discussion there. But I mean, what am I going to say? You're really, really missing out if you don't get. I don't know if this escalates anything, but it definitely maintains the high quality and the fun. And like I said in my review video, it's cool if you subscribe to the chapbooks. It's like a sampler pack of new authors. So you get exposed to new authors. I never would have read Sam Rebeline. And now I'm dying to see what else he's written. So damn you, Mitch. Damn you for making me want to read a new author. It was not cool. Also got this. It's a great day for a Rapture. I cut this off the envelope, Mitch. I cut it off the envelope. It's a great day for a Rapture. If you know, you know. Hello, good evening. And how have you not seen Nosferatu? Oh, I did not know you saw that, Russell. I have not. I've not seen it. I've heard bad things about it, so I kind of put the brakes on. I want to read Meat Ship ASAP. You'll like it. You'll like it. Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile in space. Mobile. Doing this thing. Oh, Scully's here. What's up, Scully? The best audio on all of YouTube. Scully Pop. Best audio. Best. I auditioned to do a live reading with him. He's like, dude, I'm not even going to answer you. Don't embarrass yourself. You could just walk away right now, Jeff. Just walk away. And I still like you, Jeff, but you're not Scully material. And I'm like, I like you even more now, Scully. The style Chris did with this art is just so cool. Yes. I love that you cut that sticker out. I can send you an unstuck sticker. You don't have to, but yes, please do. Great day for a Rapture could be a shirt. No experience necessary. Well, there has to be. I don't have the level, man. The level you do. Ooh, I like that idea. I just go around talking to my dog in Nosferatu now. You go around talking to your dog in Nosferatu? Is that its own language? I had to workshop that sticker quote. I think it's perfect. It is. It is a great day for a Rapture. Is a fun. I like that. I like it. You did workshop it. It is a great day. And you know what? It'd be funny. Here's funny. This is funny. Mitch, tell me if you think this is funny. It's a great day for a Rapture, and then you get those shirts and you just throw them on the ground and maybe next to a pair of pants and some shoes. You get what I'm saying? Like the shirt, the pants, and the shoes, maybe some underwear, because you're really not going to get pulled up during the Rapture if you're not wearing underwear. You got to be kind of person who goes out every day wearing underwear. Because I don't know if you get pulled up during the Rapture naked. You're not buck naked because that's indecent. You wouldn't go up there indecent. You'd have to have your clothes on. But maybe you get an upgrade in clothes too. It's like you were fine on Earth, but you weren't expecting this, and that's totally on us. We're going to put you in a nice tailored suit. Like you're coming up here. You got to, it's like, it's a VIP lounge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to just go up there wearing like You'll Float 2 Pennywise t-shirt. In fact, this would disqualify me. It would be like, no. Oh, shit. Are you serious? No, that guy's got to stay. Ooh. I paid big money to an ad agency for that. I know. Big times money. Nosferatu voice. Okay. I don't know what the Nosferatu voice is. I got to hear it. If you have not read Caleb Jones, Red Hill Paradise, you need to soon. It is very good. Caleb Jones. That is a Mitch That is a Mitch brother. You get a wedgie if you wear those kind of. Leave Earth as you entered Earth, butt naked. On the meat ship. Guerrilla marketing. I am into it. Yeah, you just leave it there, and it's like it's a nice day for a rapture, and then the vile sinner walks up on it and sees, oh shit. I didn't do the confession thing. I didn't pay for my papal indulgence from the Pope. That was a real thing the popes used to do. They used to sell tickets to heaven. Like before it was a Led Zeppelin song, the popes were saying, if you're of a certain socioeconomic bracket, I could pretty much grease the skids up there, get you a good table with a view. You know what I'm saying? Popes back then had a lot of girlfriends. Had some babies too. Scumbags. I don't know how it is now that we got the Chicago Pope. I'm Catholic, so I can say these things. And I'm talking about history, little history lesson, papal indulgences. But if the clothes are laying there, then that person, and then you do it all around the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, you cause a panic. You're like, no, it's just a marketing ploy. It's a good day for a rapture. Can I buy the new Ariti Brave New World or a Switch 2? Don't get the Switch 2, Jason. Listen, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. It sounds like Nintendo is going full monster on their customers. Like Nintendo, like you don't own games. You can't own games. You download them, and if they decide that you're not I don't know, they can make it where you can't access your games. You own nothing. You'll have the device that will be totally useless if Nintendo decides to turn off your access to the games. That is no way, shape, or form a type of business I would get involved with. So I'm just warning you. I would say get the Brave New World. You could leave an ice cold witch tree next to the clothes. Yes. And just tell me where, Mitch. And I'm a large. So leave an ice cold witch tree. A good day for a rapture t-shirt. A size 32 jeans. Okay. And size 10 shoes. So just leave those laying there with a nice cold witch tree. And then, maybe a Jeff Ward Stout, and tell me what corner of the street it's at. You mentioned the Pope. For the first time, I can now say I'm older than the Pope. That's depressing. I don't know how old the Pope is. I don't know how old he is. Spotlight is a great movie, speaking about popes. Spotlight. Wasn't that a documentary? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, not a fan of bricking systems. Yeah. They my childs were telling me about that. Yes, everyone in the industry has known that the move away from physical media was inevitable. They look at it like when everyone decided to go paperless. I know. I have him by 2 weeks. He's 69. Damn, older than the Pope. Yeah, I don't trust anything. Like, I still have my discs. I don't like going to Apple, because I bought Resident Evil Revelations, and it's like 6 chapters in the game, whatever it is. They only let me play the first 2, and they say I don't have access to the rest. I bought the whole goddamn game. I never finished it. And they said, restore your licenses and do all this other stuff. And it's like, all right, at this point, it's a lot more work than the $11 I spent to get this game. And it's not worth it. But they just totally ripped me off. I hate that. My end signal is really slow, lagging tonight. We'll have to hope for better next week. See you all then. Okay, Ron, take it easy. Enjoy Arizona. And don't ever tell your birth date again onto the internet. Mark's telling us he's 69. So now we have a birth year. See, this is how we crack codes. Yes. So anyway. what else do we have to talk about? Yes, books. Meat ship, you got to get it. And Mitch, I got to get that glass. I got to get the meat ship glass. Jill, there's a meat ship pint glass I got to get. It's only $87. Meat ship. Did you make a beer for that? Because you're doing a release. Did you make a beer for meat ship? Because you got Veer beer for Melfi. You got Witch Tree for Fracassi. You got Beers in the Valley for Fracassi. And now you got meat ship. Did you do a meat ship beer? And what would you put in a beer that's on the meat ship? I think it could be a beer you drink and then you wake up on the meat ship. Oh. Sam's got a really brilliant imagination. Yeah, I made a meat ship lager. Oh, lager. Oh, man. There's some things. There were some jokes up there, but they honestly weren't formed or really funny. They were just immature, and it would have just been like almost like Tourette's, like me yelling out words. So I just kind of left that alone. But something about meat ship, lager sounds like log, and it was just a jumble. We're going to walk away. You can assemble your own joke with those parts. Jeff, oh yeah, we better be getting something to put in that meat ship glass. I know. I thought about doing a stank beer, but Sam loved my Pilsner, so I made a new Pilsner for him. Did someone say beer? Yes. Jeff, since you like reading horror, what is your take on the Goosebumps series? Never read the Goosebumps series. I don't know who should be reading Goosebumps. My understanding is it's for young readers. Let me tell you, in I think it was like 1984. In 1984, I was 12 years old. So I read, it had to be 12. Because it was probably 1984 or 85 was when I started reading Stephen King. So 12 or 13. I read The Shining at like 12 or 13. And then The Shining, then Thinner, then Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary was brand new in paperback at that time. So whenever that happened, and then on and on. And then I got, Bachman books and The Stand and blah, blah, blah. And I just kept reading Cujo, Christine. And so I just got my entree to horror was right there. I started with The King and didn't look back. And my understanding is Goosebumps is for that same age. So like 12-year-olds, 13, 14, maybe younger readers who are getting into it. And so I just jumped right into King, and Goosebumps was a little bit, I don't even think Goosebumps was out, but I think R.L. Stine realized there are kids reading horror that probably is a little more than they should be reading. I'll write these books, and there's a whole market there, and it was hugely successful. So I don't remember when he started up, but it totally missed him. So I've never read any Goosebumps. I did when my kids started, getting to be of that age. I think one son was reading some Five Nights at Freddy's, and there was some other sort of spooky ghost sort of preteen horror that I was getting him. So I don't have any opinion, sorry, on Goosebumps. I think it's cool. I think if you're looking to age them into horror, they could either read Goosebumps or Dean Koontz and get them, up to speed if you want. But I just didn't go that route. I just jumped in. Dude, Sam's imagination is wild. His other books are so weird and so good. I'm almost old enough to read Goosebumps. Very excited. No, yeah, you're almost there. You're not there yet. Remember, you gotta talk to the adults before you can get into it. In the middle of Christine now, really enjoying it, kind of surprised. It's really good. The book is far better than the movie. The movie defies logic. There's a car coming at you, and you are in the middle of the road. You're going to outrun the car. How are you going to do that? It's a car. You're on a road. Oh, you know what you could do? You could get off the road. No, you're going to stand on the road. You're going to slowly jog down the road, and the car is going to run over you, and it's going to leave you in a flaming pile in the middle of the road. Oh, because the car was also on fire. But the book is really excellent. Back to work, Scully. Take it easy. Take it easy. Glad to see you stop in. Goosebumps and Tales from the Crypt was my childhood. See, it gets you there, and it gets you ramped up. Usain Bolt that shit. Right. Well, I guess if he was, then maybe he could, but he wasn't. The car was a supernatural car, so probably not going to be concerned with red lights. But it's still physically a car, and maybe rough terrain would get it stuck, you know? Maybe. And then there's another scene where this corpulent fellow was stuck in this little gangway, and the car had just enough room, and it was scraping to get to the guy, and he stood there waiting patiently until the car crushed him. Instead of like jumping on the hood, then the roof, and then running, and then waiting for the car to back up and try to extricate itself from the tight quarters. No, he just stood there screaming and screaming and screaming until the car, like, at worst, crushed his legs. I don't know how that kills you. I'm sure if you sever the femoral artery, you could bleed out. So, yeah. So there's that. But it wouldn't happen instantly. It's not like the car would hit your legs and you'd slump over dead. So the movie's got some issues, you know. Chuck Norris just kicked through the windshield of cars. Christine cherry-picked its victims. Chuck Norris, man. Yeah. Seuss, Milne, Twain, Stevenson, Wild, Wells, Burroughs, Jackson, King. That was my age 4 to 9 reading progression. Wow. Yeah. Mark Twain. And the thing is, they make you read Mark Twain before you can possibly truly appreciate Mark Twain, the levels. And then they try to teach it to you, and you're just a kid. Well, I can only speak from experience about the age I was and the intelligence level I was, probably still am. And it just doesn't work. I don't think you can't appreciate the satire, the political commentary, the wit of Mark Twain when you're 11. 4 to 9, I was probably reading Clifford books. I think he means grades 4 to 9. For real, I didn't really understand Twain until at least 14, 15. Right, I don't think I even would have understood him then. But, because I think, you read like a King and a Yankee in King Arthur's Court, or, any number of Mark Twain books, and it's like just you gotta, of course, Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer are also, oh man, they're so brilliant. We got other stuff to talk about. We talked about Meat Ship. I talked about Widows. Did I not? I talked about Widows. Brilliant book. I did the review on my newsletter. I just filmed a review for it. So if you get my newsletter, then you saw what I thought of this book. I didn't post the video, so you didn't. If you don't have my newsletter, then you don't know. This is a 5-star read. This is brilliant. I think this is probably my favorite Keelan Patrick Burke book. It's wonderfully written. The characters are very, very deep. Like they're complex enough without being overblown. Like they each have their own struggles, and they're dealing with the modern world is trying to subsume this very old-fashioned traditional island off the coast of Ireland. So the modern world wants to modernize this island, and this island, the people on the island still speak Gaelic. So they're the old ways. They're about the old world. And it's 1941 that the book is set in. And the people on the mainland have designs for this island. So that's one level of tension and conflict. And then there's another, which is, supernatural and huge. And what Keelan Patrick Burke does with both of those conflicts and how he resolves and how they are met, how they carry you through to the end is brilliant. And I love it. It's not like there's one plot that's just there to drive more attention, but they both are beautiful. They both tell a story. And I don't know. I just thought this was brilliant and I loved it. And it's going to be, like I said in my review, I do wish, the only drawback to this book is that I read it in June, or end of May. This is the perfect book for a slightly damp, gloomy, chilly October night. This is perfect. Preferably one with a lot of fog. There's tons of fog in Tennessee. So I could be treated on a reread. And when I do read this again, it will be approaching the end of October, because that is a perfect time to read this book. And I just can't say enough great things about it. This is a great thing because it's Earthling and Keelan Patrick Burke for the first time. And this is a wonderful outing. So I can't wait for you guys to read it. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did, or half as much, because it is that good. Widows is so good. Yes. We were dirt poor, and I had my father's old books, which I read almost once. I learned to read at 4. Oh, so 4 to 9 years old. Okay. We had dirt and books, no internet. Yeah, we had the internet in 1980. We did. We were the early adopters. Of course you didn't have the internet. My childhood movies were the Hammer movies and the Universal Monsters. Christopher Lee was my favorite Dracula. Yeah. Is the emergency World War II a part of the story? Peripherally. Yeah, so it's 1941 and a lot of men went off to die. So a lot of men went off to die already. So that's sort of the backdrop. Now I don't have the introduction from Nathan Ballingwood, but yeah, 1941, October 30th, 1941. So obviously many more would die, and World War II was on. Well, was it? No. I mean, for the U.S., World War II was happening. I mean, I'm not a timeline. I'm not a disciplined thinker. Okay, so 1941, Hitler invaded Poland in 1939. 41, December 7th, 1941 is when we were brutally invited to the party in the U.S. So this is before Pearl Harbor. I don't know how many people in Ireland died from the war. I can't fact check something like that. That's above my pay grade. But it really doesn't involve the war. There is a mention of somebody who participated and came back from the war, I believe. So yes, so it is there, but not really about reaching the island that much. So anyway, yeah. I was also into the original Planet of the Apes movies. You damn you! Damn you all to hell. Speaking of fantastic stories, I just paid the next author for my upcoming chapbook because the final edit has been completed. It's amazing. I'll announce it in the speakeasy soon. Speaking of which, Mitch, I'm sorry I never got back to you. Just couldn't. I went and saw Nate Bargatze last night. Comedian. I saw him in Chattanooga. Great show. But would I go to an auditorium to see a comedian? I don't know if I would do that again, but I enjoyed it. He's hilarious. And he had a few other good comedians with him. So that always helps. So yes, I cannot wait for your next one. The Apes movie is a tradition for me and my mother. We go see all of them in the theater. Wow, that is nice. We go. So do they routinely play them all in the theater? It's a tradition. That's cool. The master demands to be escorted on his next piss. Be right back or later, Gators. So there's a possibility he'll be back in the next 14 minutes. Pee-wee's Big Adventure was my intro to horror, and horror they were. I'll die on that hill. They were, possessed furniture, a decapitated head, granting wishes, a pterodactyl. Yeah, I think you got a strong case there. The Pee-wee doc is Chef's Kiss. Yeah, I heard from my coworker who actually had some. She worked on a set that was also the Pee-wee's Playhouse set for a commercial, I believe. And anyway, she talked about it and said it was marvelous. Bargatze is great. He is the living master of deadpan humor. Yeah, big dumb eyes. Big dumb eyes. Hilarious stuff. I got to show you this. So, I didn't really show you. So we talked about Meat Ship. And there's the pint glass. Meat Ship glassware is $86. So, and then the numbered edition of Meat Ship by Sam Reveline. What happens when you click on stuff? I've never done that. Meat Ship. Yeah, I only have the ARC. You guys got to get it. Captain Evangeline Corse is halfway through her journey home from war when her ship loses power and she's left floating in the dark. Now she must find a way to survive not only the cold loneliness of space, but also the maddening stink of 100,000 war corpses in the hold. Yeah, 2 in the stink. So that's that. And there's the Meat Ship glass, man. Look at that. So I gotta say, I do dig this art more than the other ones, and it is only $86. So maybe you got to do it. It's $6. It's $6, Stephen Wayne Elsa Jr. I also remember that the Salem's Lot miniseries scaring the crap out of me, especially the vampire kid floating in the window. Yeah. I know, Ian. It says 6. I was just trying to see if people were paying attention. That was a test you all passed. I might have to pick up a second glass. Meat Ship. Oh, I have a few. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. I have a few. Look at this. That. Oh, well, we got to stop sharing. This, what do we got? Rapture and Fricasse. Witch Tree. Look at that. Witch Tree. Oof. And then I also have this. This came with my original pack, and it's starting to fade though. Rapture. This is Pete's seasonal saison. I think so. These are glad they're on the bookshelf. Like this isn't in rotation. That's not in rotation. My Jeff Word glass is in rotation. But those aren't. Well, damn, I need a set of 4 to match my Witch Tree set, Mitch. Oh, he's got 4. If it's $6, get me one. I'll need one soon. Oh man. Okay. Ian wants a meat ship glass. Uh-oh. This kid, man. This young man. So yes, I'm gonna have to get a couple, I guess. Loki is mad you're distracting me. He's like, it's coming out. It's gonna come out here or there. And it depends on where you are. Yeah, you better get to it, man. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, I thought I was gonna lead tonight's show with this. This is something I so want so bad. Y'all need to come over and see all my Rapture glasses. I have like 11 different kinds that I've made throughout the years. He just loves to make glasses. This is something I want so bad, but I just don't know if I can afford it right now. This is the Devil's Reliquary. Reliquary means it's a box for holy relics. Oh, excuse me. This is a tray case for the broken binding edition of the Devils. And holy shit. I said in my newsletter, if you have the broken binding edition, you need this. And that was not a lie. I need this. But it's kind of a bit right now for me, just for right now. It's worth every penny. And look at that. Oh, and he even showed it how it closes right here. Oh man, that is awesome. It's worth every single penny. It is not it is perfectly priced. By solemn authority of the head scribe of the bibliopathologist order under seal of the vicar of the chapel of the Holy Expediency, this reliquary has been constructed to preserve the enhanced edition of the Devils by Joe Abercrombie, the Broken Binding 2025. Its structure draws upon recovered Carthaginian containment practices, reinforced with recessed sigils and velvet-lined trays to prevent the seepage of infernal resonance. The design ensures safe housing for volumes steeped in cursed narrative, seductive malevolence, and weaponized charm. Oh, I love it. Love everything about it. Love it. Oh, wow, that's cool. The Devils, Joe Abercrombie, right there. Love it. Oh, man, that looks really nice. Oh, my God, Mitch, I thought you loved me, yet you keep such huge secrets. I can't even right now. I bought enough editions of this book, so this was ordered too. I ordered one. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. I'm jealous of you. Oh, my God. And here's the thing. Okay, so I have another piece of Joe Abercrombie news. This is a great way to end the show. Man, I'm sorry. I just keep looking at this. I'm not sorry, though. I'm also not sorry. It's like, holy shit. You know, I love what they are doing. They're taking, so these limited editions, these are trade editions, essentially. And they're creating these tray cases. So it creates a package. You know, it's like, yeah, you could do these for trade editions, but unless they're signed, you know, okay, you could do these for standard trade editions, but unless they're signed, you're going to have a harder time finding buyers. You know, it's just like, okay, like I had slipcases made for my bag of bones. Although had bibliopathologists been around, I would have asked Gerald to make my bag of bones tray case. I still might. That's a good idea, Jeff. I know it's a good idea. Shut up. But picking the books that are sort of like got these special elements to them, even though they're trade editions, I think that's a good move. You know, it's so I think they should be able to sell a shitload of these because there's a lot of Joe Abercrombie fans out there. First time the case cost more than the book. Well, no, because the broken binding edition of Third Rule of Time Travel was the same thing. That was 75 and the book was 30. So make a post showing them all off, Mitch. Yes, please do. I still don't have my case for the Fracassi broken binding, waiting patiently. Okay. Well, I don't know how long you wait, but maybe reach out if you're worried. But yeah, it is worth the wait. Thanks for posting on the Devil's Case. Would not have seen it had you not posted on it. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. Okay, so there's that. But then here's this other thing. I am, for some reason, I get information. I'm on Instagram, Tor Nightfire. Messages a few influencers, and apparently I made the list. I don't know how. Or just Tor. And James Cameron, he of Terminator, Aliens, Titanic, and Avatar, yes, that James Cameron, has acquired the screen rights to The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. That is pretty cool. Think about that. That Joe Abercrombie's The Devils was acquired by James Cameron. Now, if you follow Philip Fracassi, then you know, and you've heard a number of times about how the process works. They option it, then they start to line up the talent, then they start to get contracts going. Before, it could be years before it happens, it could never happen, but they have a short amount of time where they got to make it happen or give it up. And so it might not be a movie, but Tor is sharing the news, and it's kind of exciting. So it might be a valuable book in the future if that's your bag, if you're looking to invest in books like Beanie Babies. But if it is valuable and it is a book that becomes sought after and you're not that jazzed about it and you want to sell it, it's good news for you. And this tray case will make it even better news. The bibliopathologist. I don't know if it's in the description. It should be. But bibliopathologist.com is the name of the website that you should go to. I should include it. Yeah, I ordered the case once I saw your newsletter. Oh, good. I grabbed 2 cases for Third Rule. One of mine is still in its original wrapping. I didn't see myself open it anytime soon. Me too. I have yes. I'm in the same boat, my man. I have this Third Rule. And I'm never getting rid of them. So I have my Third Rule here in its temporal vault, which is just astounding. Not opening it, but that's my one broken binding. And my other broken binding is right here. Still in the wrapper with the ribbon, with the sticker. And I know the number. I have the number right here. I took it off the box. So I'll always know what the number is, and I never have to open a wrapper. It's weird. I know. I'll probably eventually open it. And I probably should get another temporal vault for it. But, what can you do when you're me? When you're me. Yeah, so that's cool. I think that's all very cool. Oh, a couple other things. I do want to say I did a book haul video today. I got Skade. This is cool. This is book 3. I have 1 and 2. I haven't read 2 yet, but now I got 3. That is awesome. I got this book on Philip Fracassi's recommendation, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. And I got it signed and stamped from Poison Pen, Nat Cassidy. And Philip Fracassi said it was an awesome book. So I am definitely looking forward to reading it. What else? Big thank you to Mike for this. I got Carrie's Legacy. It'll all be in the book haul video, and I'll show it in greater detail. But Mike had a Carrie's Legacy that was a little defective. The book was choking on Richard Chizmar's signature, so it kept rejecting the signature sheet. So that's my theory. The book just could not handle that Richard Chizmar signature, and it kept rejecting it. Like, it's like when your body attacks the, you get a organ transplant and your body keeps attacking it. So that signature was just bad for the book, and the book kept rejecting it. So he got a replacement from Brian James Freeman and was just incredibly generous in hooking me up with the copy that I agree with. I would reject that signature too. But I will say Brian James Freeman and Francois more than make up for that Richard Chizmar defacing. So a very cool book. This is cooler than I thought it would be. This is a very nice production. Hello, are those boxes mainly for preservation? Oops, I forgot the number of my box. I forgot the number on my box. Oh no. Oh no. Are those boxes mainly for preservation? Are you talking about, which one are you talking about, Michael? This is, the tray case protects the book, but it's not just for preservation, right? Because it is beautiful, and you like looking at it, and you like holding it, and then you like opening it because you can't help it, and then you see the quality. Look at that. Phenomenal job. Just tremendous. So yeah, it's for preservation, but it's also got to be beautiful. And then this is wrapping paper with the number. I will always have those. It's hard to shelf it though. You can't just shelf a book that has a bow on it. You can't just put it on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So, third rule box. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is preservation, but it's also presentation. It adds a certain heft to the book. But yeah, it's like if you have a very collectible book, an enclosure prevents sun damage, dust, anything, from any foul scents. I don't know. Like it just sort of gives you an extra layer of protection against elements that could damage the book. But it's also it's a very nice presentation on your shelf. Did anyone hear why they did red slipcases for Carrie's Legacy and not black like the announcement? No, but I think it could just be simply that the slipcase material is just like the book material, and maybe they just thought red. Fire and blood are both red, so it seems like a no-brainer to go with red. It's a little on the nose, I guess. So I don't know. I didn't see any of that, but a very awesome. And yeah, this also had the defect where the bookmark pulled some of the slipcase off. I'm very happy. I mean, to me, it's like it's wonderful to have, and I get to read Philip Fricassi's story in it, his essay, and it makes this sort of completist move. And maybe someday I'll meet Philip Fricassi and I'll have him sign it. You never know how this crazy world works out. You never know. So that's it for tonight. That's really all I had a ton of Chizmar stuff to talk about. An absolute ton of Chizmar stuff. You know what? I'll just share this one thing. Let me see. So this is interesting, right? Oh, what the hell? Come on. Okay. Okay. Let me hold please. Let me figure this out. Why does Facebook do that? I had the page I wanted pulled up. So now I can't confirm nor disconfirm what this is about. But I think we could figure out what it's about, right? Look at this. So this is Francois, and he wrote 2 versions of the same image day and night. They ended up not being used as the author decided to go with his own idea after commissioning these. So what do we have here? We got this lighthouse, and it looks like it's on some sort of a point, perhaps a widow's point. I don't know. There's a lighthouse, and then at night. That looks badass. That looks badass. So the dick, oh, look at that. There's skulls everywhere. Skulls. I didn't notice that upon the first look, but there's skulls everywhere in the oh man. Is that how it is during the day? No, it's blissful during the day. But at night, badness. Oh, that's very cool. I didn't notice that. There's a kind of a skull here. Really, really cool. So it looks like some author commissioned this work. And then like a dickhead will do, he just went with something else. Just went, so the work is done and built and beautiful. And it probably better than the piece of shit story, garbage ass bullshit it was intended to be used on. But I don't know that. I don't know who possibly could have commissioned these works and then just said, forget it. Nah. I'm going to go with something else for a book that features a lighthouse. Oh, Chad, what's up, Chad? Good to see you. I'm sorry. Now I don't feel like I can get off the line because Chad's here. Glad you like it, Jeff. Glad to pass it along. Yeah, thank you. That is some killer artwork. It is. Francois did a remark in my copy of The Rack on Stephen King's story, The Raft. He was willing to do it because he didn't believe that his work he did for CD for the story was going to come out anytime soon. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's sort of and there was a whole lot of other Chismar stuff that I thought was complete bullshit that he was doing. And I was going to go into it, but I'm kind of glad we stuck to the good stuff. But yeah, there's some cemetery dance. Like he's got this contest going on right now, which is basically click want to read on Widow's Point, his new book with his son Billy, and you'll be automatically entered if you show a screen grab to Mindy at Cemetery Dance. You'll be entered in a raffle to win signed Stephen King shit. Just you don't have to buy anything anymore. You just have to click want to read on your Goodreads. And here's the awesome thing. Do that until the contest is over. If you don't win, just click away. Don't deselect it. And then it's as temporary as his career. That was at KingCon. He said it was a convention exception. Same book, Malfi drew a penis on for his story. That's funny. Oh, I wish I'd gone in there, but things have a way of working out. Did everyone get his Chiz email? He's started his own email list, not CD, just Chiz News. Yeah. I will never, ever, ever subscribe to like anything else. I do get his Richard Chismar newsletter and Cemetery Dance newsletter, and he's always finding warehouse deals. Tell me if this makes any sense. He stopped shipping the stand so he could ship out Never Flinch. What sense does that make? People have been waiting 5 minutes for Never Flinch. They've been waiting, I guess the point is like, well, they've been waiting 8 years for the stand, they can wait a few more weeks. Whatever. It's exhausting, man. I'm actually yawning. Did you see the email CD sent out about shipping all those copies of Flinch? Yeah. So they're getting back into the shipping the rest of the copies of the stand. And they're not even halfway through with the stand. I'm amazed I got mine now. I'm amazed. I just did not think I would be in the top of that distribution. But yay for me. I guess he wanted to send out a proof of life. And I did that for him. Not enough in the bank to pay for shipping for the stand. I know. And I would think, like, so he's got to pump some cash in. So he does these warehouse finds. He does these grab bags. But that should get more of the stand moving. And, you know, he's struggling, man. I don't know if I'm going to get my artist edition now. Time to go. Have a good week, all. Yes, time to go indeed. You all have been awesome. You are every week. And I'm going to get going. We're going to have a great week, aren't we all? We're going to have a great week. Stay tuned to Thunderstorm. Go order Meat Ship and Widow's Point. Widow's Point, no. Ooh, scratch that. The Widows of Winding Gale, Meat Ship. Get your pint glass. Now I got to get 2 of them. Mitch, I got to get 2 of them. Don't forget that. Yeah, stay tuned to Thunderstorm. Oh, Chad says that too. Chad. Stay tuned to Thunderstorm. Stay tuned to Rapture. Stay tuned to all the places. Might be the first Stephen King book I don't buy. More Holly crap and not what I want. Maybe the end of King collecting. Yeah, I've heard nothing good about it. So that's it. That's a wrap for tonight. We're gonna get going. And I will see you all next week. And have a good night, everyone. Have several good nights. Have as many as you can. As many as possible. Until then, stay relatively frosty as well, if you can.